I give you today's feature speaker, Jason Flinter.
Thank you very much. Quiz or lecture?
Quiz.
Obviously. So there'll be lots of quizzes today as well. People buy from?
People.
There you go. We all know that. We all know that. Okay. So what fascinates me and what I'm passionate about is people and how they have their conventions about human behaviour and conditioning. So that we're all conditioned. We're wearing clothes. That's a condition. We speak English. That's a condition. Everything about us, whether we like it or not, has been conditioned from the day we've been born. My job is to work out that conditioning and package all that to make sure that audiences react the way they're conditioned to then buy into the brands. Okay, so it really is as evil as that. Okay, so I love music, I love songs. So you have been conditioned to know what's after this. So all together now, we're going to sing this. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Thanks, T. So, and you know thousands of those. You're conditioned to that. You know the rhyming pattern of that from addition to AABB. The rhyming pattern as that thing carries on. So, okay, another actual hard fact here. Something goes red, and then it changes to red and amber. The next colour is going to be green, because you're conditioned to know that. Okay. Other conditions. Red means
Stop.
It also means
Danger.
Danger. It also means
Heat.
yes. Okay. Labour. It means a lot of things. Green means go,
Envy.
recycle. Oh, that's also yes. So again, I need to know those sort of things to know how to tap into your conditioning. Here's another one. Work out the sum. It is
200.
Of course it is. Right. Unless you could have been working in binary, but I got to guess that you're going to go with decimal. So in binary, it's actually 1,000. The conversion is 8. Ask me why later on. Okay, so other things we're conditioned aren't strictly true. Roses are red, violets are, of course they're blue. Actually they're not, they're violet. We don't mind that untruth. Red kite, robin redbreast, red deer, they're not red, they're orange. Okay? But we're conditioned to go with that lie. Reason is, the word orange wasn't invented when we named those things. The word orange comes from the fruit, which we didn't have a word for. It was always called a red until we named it orange.
Really?
Yes, really. I'm not making this thing up. Okay, we know this one. As the song that goes, the animals went in 2 by 2. Yeah, we know that for a fact. Yeah, it's not a fact. It's actually 7. Okay. But we're conditioned to believe that. Don't get me on a Bible and conditioning, but there you go. Go back and read your Bibles. Okay. So, there are other things that we are conditioned to think. So this is for the slightly older people in the room. So, Henry Ford pulled out the Model T, and you go, any colour you like, as long as it was black. Black. Quick. Right, completely untrue. Completely untrue. You can have any colour you want. But for some reason, as you've just demonstrated, you've been conditioned somehow to believe that. With all that conditioning, that's my job to sort all that out. Okay, and as you see, it's a minefield, because you believe things that aren't true. So today, people either grow a business, which most people do. A few select people build a brand, and that's a very different thing. And hopefully today you'll find out why. A brand, for me, is 10 things. Right, a brand is about passion, and Simon Sinek knows this one, and I taught Simon Sinek, all he knows, okay? Right, a brand of passion. Most companies tell you what they do, okay? Because it's the easiest thing in the world to do that. So they spend a lot of time telling you they sell cars. We do cars, great. I know you do, that's why I'm in your garage. I know you do cars, okay? All your competitors do cars as well. So we don't really want to know about that, but that's what we're told. Boom, boom, we do that. And then there's a how. How do we sell cars? Or whatever it can be. And you've got to put your USP in there. So it could be we sell it cheaper. They're good miles per gallon. All that sort of stuff. They've got free servicing, whatever it is. And then it gets to the why of the company. And we go, to make a profit. I don't know, to pay the staff, to pay the mortgage. Whatever. That's how you grow a company. How you grow a brand is doing the complete opposite. So if we take Apple, for instance, They're all about the why. Or they were. Steve Jobs certainly. I'm here to change the world. That's why he's in business, and to think differently. How are we going to do that? We're going to design the most fantastic, interactive, experiential, functional object you could dream of. That's going to make your life so much better. And what do we actually do? Oh, it's a computer. Okay. But it's all about the why, it's all about the passion. You follow the passion and not the money, you'll build a brand. Brand is all about reputation. That's why I deal a lot with small companies. So I know I have a story with Kevin. He used to work, was employed, but did a few of accounts for his mates and got a reputation of being very good at it. What's your reputation based on? Is it that you can deliver fast? Is it that you're fearless, like Malala there? Or is it you're a complete idiot? You can clearly build a big brand on being a comic. And people will buy into it. Scary, but it happens. But word of mouth marketing is what we do here. Building that PR brand or reputation is what brand building is about. Substitute the word brand for the word reputation. It's the same thing. Build your reputation. So work out what it is first. A brand is essentially a promise. A brand is not the product or service. It should never be that. And a promise to deliver that and to keep delivering that. Under-promising, don't promise too much, and then over-deliver. Now that's the absolute key. So these are not the internal promises of the company. Companies have internal promises. So this is the quiz time. So do you recognise those?
Yeah.
So name the companies?
B&Q.
Okay, it's Nike. That didn't work.
Apple.
Oh, thank you. Sorry.
BMW.
BMW.
Not sure.
Ooh, Sky. They've wasted the money on that, haven't they?
Subway.
SBC, yeah.
Cooper
Ron Seal.
See, that's Ron Seal.
Ron
See,
Seal.
everyone uses it, but you still get it wrong. For the older people.
Topic.
Topic. Yes, there you go. Okay, that's the external promise. Okay, to give you an idea of what you might get from that business. Internally, Nike is authentic athlete performance. Okay, you can have huge, big mission statements that 50 or 100 words, 200. It's no good. Get a mantra. Get something that you can promise, and delivering that becomes so much easier. If you just focus on your promise all the time, you go, what should I do? Should I do this? Is it part of my promise? No, it's not. Is it part of my value system? No, it's not. I won't do it. Shall I work with this person who's a bit against my values, but isn't some money? No, don't do it. Because you'll steer off your promise, you'll steer off your brand, your reputation will go down, you won't build. So, have an internal promise, externalise it as well, so your punters can talk, oh that's good, that's nice, I can see a bit of personality in that, I can see whether you're serious, all that sort of stuff. A brand is original, usually. So if you're first, you've got a much more chance of building a brand. So these things, okay, the first logo ever trademarked in the world in 1875, but they've been going since 1777. Okay, right. Once you're first, you tend to just keep going. However, 2004, 2005, they were the first. That's why they keep going. So obviously, it's a bit hard to be original. I grant you that. So if you can't be original, be different. And here's easy ways of being different. Okay, hopefully this is going to work. Right, we have 4 supermarkets. Ooh. And they differentiate themselves completely by colour. Okay, so up here,
Asda.
we have Asda. Sainsbury's. Tesco, thank you.
Morrison's.
There you go, okay. Right, so that's quite easy. You don't even know their name, you don't know their logo, but you've got all that on the conditioning of they separate themselves by colour. Now, real hate of mine is people come to me and say, oh, I'll do a Morris company. I've noticed all the other Morris companies are blue, so can we be blue? No! The biggest companies in the world know you have to be different. Even if you sell exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
They all are international produce owners. They all sell the same thing, so they have to differentiate themselves somehow. Okay, you had a quiz earlier on. Okay, so who picked any one of those? Hands up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who picked any of them? More! Christ for that. Okay. Right. Okay. Who picked sex? Oh, 3 of you! Okay, right. Human conditioning. Your eyes are drawn to things you recognise. Even within a split second, the shapes of those, you recognise them. You have some sort of affinity, but since you've been born, you have come across those words. So you're more attracted to those words, not the acronyms. Okay, I apologise to people who have an acronym for their business, but the quiz showed that more people are attracted to things they recognise. Businesses or brands usually are a name that people can associate with. So something should come to mind. So if you say hot tubs, you're instantly going to say jacuzzi. People might not know that. It's actually a brand name. I think they own it. So not all hot tubs are jacuzzis. All jacuzzis are hot tubs. Okay, so if I say tissues, you're going to say?
Yeah.
Okay, and if I say condoms, you're going to say? In Britain, when you say sticky cellulose strip,
Saturday.
yeah, you. Unless you're in Australia and you'll say?
Don't know yet.
Oh, okay. Okay, in sellotape in Australia, it's called Durex. Okay, so if you look back, even Dyson still gets called Hoover in our house anyway. And for this kind of business presentation, we use, yeah, that's a brand name. I'm actually using Keynote, so I'm not using PowerPoint. But you're conditioned to think that. Okay, so strive for a word, because people will remember it more. Therefore, they'll be attracted to it more. Therefore, you'll get more inquiries than if you haven't got a name that no one has any association with since the day they've been born. And it's appropriate. So when you're going to build your brand, make sure that if you're going to diversify, and you've got a big brand name, Harley Davidson, you're associated with real strong muscle, leather, chains, and that, you might be really hard pushed to sell kids' scooters. So really look at your market if you do that. If you're Claire's accessories and you're pitched and you're positioned in the market relatively low down in the market, don't try and sell Tiffany jewellery. It's not going to work. And if you want to sponsor a football team, I'm sure Chelsea Building Society won't go for Arsenal. And that was for Grant, he's not here today. So be careful who you associate yourselves with, who you sponsorship, who you collaborate with. Make sure your values match. Because your punters will go, that's not quite right. My pet hate, consistency. So, your message, if you are fast, or farcical, or fearless, keep being that. Keep promising what you've already promised. Don't confuse the message. Your voice, the words on a website, are they the same as when your staff pick up the phone and talk to your customers? Is that the same voice? And if not, you're in trouble. Your image, your photos, your logo, your fonts, your colours, keep it consistent. Perception is reality, as we all know. There's nothing wrong with punching above your weight. If you look a certain way, when you position, people say, "Ooh, that website looks good. That business card looks good. It's a good weight of card. The leaflet looks good. I assume their service is this much." And if you're just a little bit less, you're of huge value to people. If you go, oh, tatty leaflet, tatty website, that price, they look cheap as chips, but they're quite expensive. You're not going to get any punters. So you've got to position yourself correctly. And that's what perception is about. And don't forget, your brand is whatever it is the second someone asks about you. So you could have a brilliant brand, but if your staff have just been horrible to a customer, your brand is way down there. If that person then tells somebody else. Okay, bad word of mouth is 11 times stronger than good word of mouth. It's 11 times more. And value, that's the key thing, is how do you bring value to a brand? Well, a logo, we talked about logos and trademarking logos, didn't we? Okay, so you can get a logo off the internet for free, not a problem. What you can't do is trademark it and protect it. So here's a little tip for anybody. People might see this on logos. Okay, it means absolutely nothing. So you can all do it, it's not a problem. But people who don't know that think you're protected. So as a little tip, you can do that, but it means nothing. Okay, what you really want is one of these. Is a registered trademark. And once you've got a registered trademark, you have all the protection in the world. And if you've got a logo that's memorable and a name that's memorable, people are going to recall it much more and tell their friends about it. As we all know, a one-off original is going to be of more value than loads of duplicates. So you, on Fiverr.com, you can get a logo for $5. Okay? But so has 500 people got the same logo as you. So you can't protect it. And if you can't protect it, you can't franchise it, license it, and you can't sell it on at any particular value. And if you can't sell a business without you, you haven't got a business. And everybody who's read the E-Myth will know that. I think that's it. Look at that, thank you. Ooh, okay.